Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace a sky in an image using On1 Photo Raw 2022. As many of you know, one of the newest features of On1 Photo Raw is the ability to replace a sky, and it's pretty automatic. You just click a couple buttons and the sky will be replaced. But with that said, you do have a lot of control over that sky. You could control its placement, its color temperature, its sharpness. You could control its reflection, and you're not limited to the skies that come with On1 Photo Raw. You could use your own skies, or you could buy third-party skies, import them into On1 and use those as well. I'm going to demonstrate all of that in this video. We're going to work on this image. This is a good candidate, although it wasn't a cloudless day. It was a boring cloud day. So this is a good image to have the sky replaced in. Also, we have the lake in the foreground, so I have to work on a reflection as well. Now, what I recommend you do is when you have images in On1 Photo Raw 2022 and you're thinking you may replace the sky in it, do your develop module adjustments first. So you can see on this image I did tone and color adjustments. Now typically you would probably jump to the effects module next. I recommend you don't do that if you're going to replace the sky. Instead, at this point, after you do your develop module adjustments, replace the sky now, then go to the develop or the effects module and add any effect you want to your entire image at that point. So at this point I did do my develop module adjustments. I'm ready to replace the sky. Now, as soon as I click on the sky tab, On1 will automatically build a mask. And you can see it built the mask already, so it did it fairly quickly. So once you have that mask there, the rest of the sky tab or sky adjustment filter, if you want to call it that, it's pretty much like the effects are, in that across the top you have some presets. For example, I could just click on this first one and there's night added to it, storm, clouds, sunset. Also, if I go to the drop down, it includes those four, but it also includes some others as well. And if I just hover over them, you'll see there's aurora, there's clouds again, we just had that one, there's dramatic, long exposure, and so on. So you could go through and just quickly grab a preset here if that's what you want to use. Now, if you want to find a specific image, they're broken down into categories. So you go to the category drop down first, and you can see there's an aurora borealis category, clouds, dramatic, night, storm, and sunset. Those are all individual categories. Now, if I want to go, let's say, to clouds, I pick the category. Then I go to where it says sky, and I pick the specific sky that is in that category. So like clouds 02. Right? And if you just hover, it will show it, although on my computer's running a little slow at the moment, but you see it's taken a second. So you could pick a sky that way. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I picked that one. If you look at it, it's okay, but there's no reflection, right? We need to add that reflection. So you could jump down here at the very bottom and you could see reflection. You just need to turn it on. And once you do, it is there. And then you could control how, like, the opacity, I guess, of it. So as you move it to the right, it's more noticeable. As you move it to the left, it's less noticeable. What I like to do is move it to the right so it is most noticeable. Then I go to the shift vertical slider and I move that to adjust it to where I need it. Now, I'm not going to use this sky. I would prefer to use a third-party sky. Now, these could be skies you took yourself or skies you purchased on the internet. As many of you watch my videos know that I use AccuDrone skies. I've purchased several packages, but the AccuDrone skies are the best in my opinion because there's the most variety. And many of these sky packages you buy, like you'll see, like 400 sky images, they're really the same sky. A lot of them are the same sky taken at different angles and different focal lengths. And maybe they move the camera a little bit to the left, then a little bit to the right, then a little bit up and stuff. So it's really the same sky over and over and over again. AccuDrone skies I like because they're all unique. In the description below this video, I'll have a link to their website. You could check them out. I also have a discount code if you're interested in purchasing them. Now, I need to import these AccuDrone skies into On1 Photo Raw. To do that, we're going to click on the Import button. And you'll see that the Extras Manager comes up. This is where you import any extras, including skies. It's in the skies category automatically up here at the top. So just go over here and click on Import. Then navigate to where your skies are on your computer. I have a couple different sets of AccuDrone skies. They have more than this. I just have two sitting here now. Majestic Blue Skies and Cotton Candy Skies. Let's try Cotton Candy Skies. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click Open. Then you'll see the individual skies. Now you'll see Open is still grayed out because I have to select which skies I want to import. I don't have to import them all. I can just import a few of them if I want. But I do want to import them all. So I'm going to click on the top one. Now what I found on my Mac, at least, it may not work this way on Windows, but on a Mac, if I hit Command A to select all, it doesn't work. I'm not sure if Control A would work on a Windows computer. But what you can do is click on that first one at the very top, go down to the very bottom, and hold in the Shift key and click on that last one so you'll have them all selected. Then click Open. Now, you need to choose a category. Click the drop down, and since we don't have any categories right now, we need to add a category. And it will default to the name of the folder that the skies are in, Cotton Candy Skies. So that's good. We'll go with that. I'll click OK, and then we'll click OK. What's going to happen now, it's going to import them. Now, the AccuDrone skies are very large skies. They're not chintzy. So it will take a second or two for them to import. Once they're imported, they're ready for use. So it's just going to take a second. As I mentioned, they are high resolution images. So once they're imported, you'll see they're there. It's going to tell you that it imported 25 items. There were no errors. Good. Close. Close. Now I'm ready to use them. To use them, you go to Category. Now we added a new category way at the bottom, Cotton Candy Skies. We'll click on that. And then we'll go to this drop down for the specific sky we want to use. It defaulted to the first one, which is that rainbow there. And then again, you could hover over them, but it may take a while for them to render because they are high resolution. Let's go to the third one. And I like that one. Let's go. I'll just make it quicker by clicking on them. There's another one. I'm not going to go through them all. It would take too long. There's 25. All right. I think you get the idea. Let's see what that one looks like. That one looks kind of cool in the little preview. That is kind of neat. But I kind of like that third one just off the top there. So let's use that. So I have this one. Now we already have the reflection turned on, and I think it's adjusted pretty good as far as where it is vertically in the image. Right around there. And the opacity of it. Now let's talk about the actual adjustments that you have to the sky itself. First of all, you could shift the horizon. If you don't like where it's placed, you could move it up or down in the scene. And you see the reflection is moving with it. So I kind of liked it right where it was. The opacity, maybe you want some of the original sky to come through, so you could move that down. You could fade the edge. This is actual where it is. If you see like a building popping through, or it doesn't look natural down there at the horizon line, move this slider and see if you could make it fit better. If you want to reset the slider back to its default position, just double click on it and it will reset. You could shift the edge. This does similar to what the fade edge does. You could scale it if you want it bigger. Basically move it to the right. The warmth of the sky. Do you want to make it warmer or cooler to match the scene? I kind of liked it right where it was. The brightness of the sky. And you can see it's affecting the reflection as well on these, including the warmth. Although not as much as the actual sky. Haze. Let's say your image has haze in it and you want to match that haze. You could add haze. Or if the sky you put in has haze in it and you want to remove it, you can move it to the left. Blur. In this case, I focus to infinity, so everything is in focus. But there are instances where stuff in the background of your original image is blurry, and then if you put a sky in that is perfectly focused, it won't look right. So you're going to have to blur it. And you can see you get that blur, and it's blurring the reflection as well. The blur angle, this is a little kind of hard to explain, but there are times when you have an image, let's say, let me blur it, that, see how that kind of the blur looks different, for lack of a better term? So you can move that to try to match the way the blur looks in your original image. So if you have, let's say, a photo of a person, they're on a dock, and behind them is, on the other side of the lake is a house like this. And that house is blurry, let's say. And then you replace the sky behind the house, and the blur of the house seems to be going in an angle. You could then match that angle in your sky as well, so it looks more natural. Hope that made sense. Okay, then we have the actual lighting as far as the sky is concerned in the foreground area. See, now this is how the foreground area affects the sky. So this is your original image. So you could get it to match the sky. In this case here, I think moving it to left helps. Also, the distance of the lighting is where it is in the scene. It's kind of hard to see here. Maybe there you go. You can see how it's moving down across the lake now. So that's what that is. But I think I kind of liked it like that. Also, the blend mode here is multiply and screen. You could see the difference look that it gives you. It would be more dramatic if I had the amount on higher. See? All right, but I kind of liked it, the lighting less. And then, of course, we had the reflection. Now, the reflection has more blend modes. If I go to that drop down, you can see we have screen, we have lighten, darken, multiply, soft light, and hard light. I think the overlay looked fine. And like that, I think. The vertical looks good. And actually, I'm going to go back to my lighting, and I'm going to move the amount just a little bit to the right. I think more to the right, like that. That's it. That is really everything you need to know to replace the sky in an image using On1 Photo Raw. And I really like that AccuDrone sky. I think that looks natural in the scene. Then at this point, once you do have your sky replaced, I recommend then, if you want to add an effect, go to effects, and then you could add a filter here. Like, I don't know, maybe you want to sharpen it, right? And then you could sharpen or whatever. So that's what I recommend you do. Do it in that order. It just will look more natural that way. So that is, I think, everything you need to know to replace the sky using the sky module in On1 Photo Raw 2022. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.